Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about how to brainwash yourself to get what you want. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ivor Churchill, and I've spent the last 10 years or so struggling to understand my own brain, how it works, why it's working against me, why I had so many problems, and I've really diagnosed, dissected, and figured out what it is so that I can share this knowledge to other people and help them overcome any mental limitations they're having. So with that being said, let's get into the video today. How to brainwash yourself to get what you want. So when I say brainwash, I'm not talking about like a cult leader manipulating your own mind in a negative way. I'm talking about it in a very positive sense. In the sense of, our brains are always being programmed by whether it's our parents, whether it is society, all kinds of things are brainwashing our own brains. So what we need to do is we need to take control of that process and deliberately program, brainwash what we want to be true into our own minds. And we do that with a process of, affirmations, controlling our thinking, reprogramming beliefs, lots of different things that go into that process. So what we're going to look at today is really how to do that, because you can actually learn a lot from cults. I know that seems strange, but if you think about it, cults are everywhere. There are cults. Apple is a cult. Governments essentially are cults. I mean, there's cults everywhere, like religions are cults. So what we need to do is we need to, first of all, understand that there are cults everywhere. Our minds are always being brainwashed. And that means that we always need to be watching out for what is being programmed into our mind. So that being said, let's get into it. So number one is thousands of thoughts per day. So it is estimated that we are thinking between something like 5 and 60,000 thoughts a day. And I don't know what the exact number is, but if you think about it, we are thinking many thoughts every day. A lot of thoughts are going through our mind. A lot of probably bad thoughts if most of people are honest. So what we need to do is think about that, right? If every day we're thinking all these thoughts, and every day we are, programming our own mind with our thinking, then we need to take control of those thoughts and think thousands of thoughts that would help us. And this is really a muscle. It's a muscle that you can control. Much like learning many things as a process of being unconscious about the thing, then conscious that you're not very good at it, and then you start to become sort of unconscious in the doing of the thing. And with thought control, it's the same. In the beginning, we're just totally unconscious of our thoughts. They're just always coming through our mind, programming us. And, this is one thing I think Buddhism and gets right with meditation. They teach you that to become conscious of your thoughts. However, I think one thing they don't go a step further is they don't teach you to sort of take control of your thoughts and become the programmer of your mind. So this is what I suggest people do, and I do, is when you're thinking about things, think about them, just think what you want to happen. So like it's a typical day, what I'll do is I'll just think, I'll be brushing my teeth and I'll be thinking, man, today's going to go great. It's going to be a great video. I'm going to give lots of value. People are going to love it. It's all going to go well. And everything's going to go well. I'm going to work hard today. And I'm going to get so much done. I'm going to eat healthy food. I'm going to work out. I just go through what I'm going to do in my mind and think it all is in a positive sense, right? So it's a lot better to do this than to be constantly thinking, oh, I don't know if that video is going to be good. Oh, how am I going to get all my stuff done today? Oh, how am I going to find time to work out today? All these kind of things, right? So always be thinking what you want to think to get to where you want to go to. So that is point number one. It's a great way to get what you want by just controlling your thoughts. Because really your thoughts are programming you, whether you like it or not. So really important to think about that. Number two is repetition of a mantra, ideas and affirmations. So cults are using mantras and they use affirmations and repetition to program someone with an idea, an affirmation. You know, they get people to repeat things. They repeat things again and again and again. And repetition is the key to programming. Like, I think it was Goebbels, who was Hitler's propaganda minister, said that if you repeat a lie enough, people will believe it. And it's true. And we're not, with this tactic, we're not programming a lie into our mind, but we're programming something that right now is not true, but because we're working towards it, it will become true. So it's kind of like a healthy lie in a sense. It's not true right now, but with the work it will become true. So, and affirmations are incredibly important, and it becomes like a mantra, an affirmation. As you do it every day, you just drum it into your mind, and it becomes the programming in your mind. And obviously remetition is the key. Look at all the top sports people, they all just like program themselves with repetition. I mean, I always use Muhammad Ali as the most obvious example. He just always said, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. And I think Conor McGregor sort of copied him a lot, and he said out loud what he knew would happen. He created it, he programmed it as well. And so with the ideas, when you're looking at your goals and you're looking at your new beliefs and stuff, you're programming an idea of who you are becoming in the future. And that is very powerful. That is very, very powerful. It gives you this real control over your what is in your mind and your future. So affirmations, ideas, mantras. And a mantra is just repeating a word or repeating a phrase. And so really the same thing as an affirmation. And so, this is repetition. Repetition is a huge part of convincing your mind that something is real. So number 3 is visualizing goals ritual. So what I mean by this is when you look at your affirmations, you look at your goals, you look at what you want to be true, you have to turn it into a ritual. If you think about religions, right? Religions are very ceremonial. They are all about ceremony, and if you go to a church, they're wearing a costume, and there are candles, and there's special lighting, and there's music and singing, and it's very atmospheric, it's very inspiring. So when you go there, you feel like it's a special thing. And we need to do the same with our goals when we're visualizing. So when you look at your affirmations and you look at all that stuff, you can put on some music, or you can light a candle, or you can light incense, or you can make a tea, or something that makes it a little bit special, like a special little ritual. And then that will turn it into a much more powerful experience. And, you'll give it this sense of purpose and meaning in your life. So that's very powerful. And